So North Carolina played a football game yesterday, the very first football game of the 2025 season for North Carolina. Bill Belichick's debut at North Carolina against TCU Labor Day night, the last game of week one, college game day there, the glitz, the glamour, the MJs, the Roy Williams, the Lawrence Taylors, Julius Peppers, Chase Rice, all the big name stars showed out for this game as Sonny Dykes and his squad from TCU showed up to Chapel Hill and, well, in the words of Oversimplified,
punished him severely.
It was a bad night for North Carolina. It was a bad, really, really bad night for Bill Belichick and the crew. That first drive that they had, that first 20, 25 minutes of that game, boy, the place was crazy, man. The atmosphere, the crowd, the chants, the screams. It's unlike anything that people that have followed North Carolina football, unlike anything we've ever seen before or even come close to, maybe 20 years, 30 years prior to this moment. It was a big night. The first drive, touchdown, everybody's excited. And then TCU scored 41 unanswered points. And North Carolina didn't complete a pass for 2 hours and 10 minutes or 8 minutes, I think it was, until they completed their next pass after that first drive. It was a bad night for Carolina and Bill Belichick and the squad. And they got exposed. They got humiliated. They got humbled. They got put in their place. They got their welcome to college football moment. It was a bad night for Carolina. And now the question is, with how bad North Carolina looked, turnovers, missed assignments, missed tackles, I mean, everything fundamentally that we heard about coming into this game, we figured we wouldn't have as many of issues as we've had in recent years, but it was just as bad as we have seen under the Mac Brown era, if not even worse at even times. I mean, it was just a bad night in the office. So the question is now, where does Bill Belichick and this coaching staff go from here? Well, the first thing that is the silver lining of this whole thing is that this is only game one. This is not game 5, 8, 12. This is not that you were at the very beginning of your schedule. You're going up against a team in TCU that was not talked about enough. Really has a stud quarterback over there, and I'll be keeping an eye on him to see how he does. And a great team and a lot of returners there, and a coach in Sonny Dykes who's been to the national championship game just a few seasons ago, beat Michigan to get there. Yes, we all understand how the Georgia game went, but that was still a really good team. They just went up against an absolute juggernaut in Georgia, in my opinion. But this is only game one for North Carolina, and there were, even though they were few and far between, but there were some positives that Carolina can take from this game. We saw multiple substitutions for North Carolina in the game, and you could tell that they're kind of evaluating some players. So you got to see multiple players play against TCU, get some meaningful snaps. Gio Lopez, unfortunately, may be potentially hurt seriously. We will see. I know he's in some pretty bad pain. We're waiting to see. At the time I'm recording this, we don't know exactly what happened to him. I think something to do with his hip, and how severe the injury is. That part we don't know. But you got to see Max Johnson, a guy who a year ago almost lost his leg off of a play in Minnesota in game one last year. So you got some options there. The defense, there were some moments that it looked really good. The linebackers looked very good. I thought the defensive line showed some promise there at times. Josh Hoover's a guy that gets the ball out super quick, so the pass rush was limited, especially when you had Dwyer, the wide receiver for TCU, kind of off on the left-hand side, just able to run the stick route all night long. Whatever he wanted to do, it was always going to be there. But I thought the defensive line had some moments. There's some guys out there. The backers look really good. Thaddeus Dixon is who we thought he was going to be. So there's some promising things for North Carolina. And a big thing that Belichick and this staff have to come in to the practice rooms and the meeting rooms immediately and says, you know what? Hey, look, it's only game one. We played as horrible as we possibly could. It can only get better from there. And this is the time where Belichick gets to evaluate. And now he saw his guys under the lights and in a big game and in a game in general, because Bill Belichick comes from a time in the NFL where he's able to see his team for 3 straight games in preseason exhibition games. Obviously, being a college coach, you don't get that luxury. So now he saw his players, all 70 brand new players. Just about every single one of them played. A vast majority of them will play, to say the least. So you've been able to see these guys under pressure now, and you can start to piece some things together, but also that you can start game planning to their strengths. And one thing that's huge for North Carolina is that their schedule the next 3 weeks is not that daunting. You're going to Charlotte, a team that is a brand new head coach, trying to figure themselves out, did not look great against App State in their opener at all. Looked about as bad as we did against TCU against App State, to say the least. And then you have Richmond, the Richmond Spiders, an FCS school. Then you got at UCF, a team that is also trying to figure out who in the world they are. You've got these next 3 weeks. Then you get a bye week. Then you get Clemson. These next 3 weeks is something that Carolina and Bill Belichick can build on. But they're going to have to make some adjustments, especially on the offensive side of the ball. And I feel like that was the biggest hampering for Carolina. They came out, looked great, diverse play calling. Freddie Kitchens being the offensive coordinator. When that hire was made, Freddie Kitchens has been with us the last couple of years in the tight end room. He's done a really good job in that tight end room. But when they announced him as the OC, I wasn't the biggest fan of it off the rip. But I think I even mentioned in former videos, if you look back, it was I'm going to trust Bill on this kind of hire. But we're going to have to trust Bill on this and with this hire, because Freddie's got to figure out a game plan. And I would trust that Bill, now seeing how this offense operated and how just limited that it was, hey man, let's open this thing up. Let's start diversifying our play calls. We want to establish the run, of course, but we don't want to do it every single down, especially when you're 3rd and 13 and you're running the football. It's just and running, not even like disguising the run. It was lining up, linemen in the tight end slot and going full power, saying, hey, we're going to run the ball here. You don't do that in certain situations. First down, okay, maybe first down, okay. But if you're not getting anything on first down, it's time to switch it up a little bit. Maybe even throw some passes on first down from time to time. I like a lot of offense personally myself, but there's a big question mark on the offensive side of the ball. Number one, biggest question is right now, who's going to be your quarterback? And the reason I say that is Gio came in to be your guy. Now, is he hurt? Is he legitimately hurt? And is there an issue there? And not only that, but Max came in and Max got rolling. Max had a better night than Gio did. Now, again, I don't know if Gio looked as bad as he did because of play calling or because of his decision making and him not being comfortable in the offense. I think there could be a mash of that there. When Max came in, the game's already out of hand. They started throwing a little bit more, and they started throwing some things out there just to see what would happen. So I felt like with Max, he kind of had a much looser leash, if you will, compared to Gio in the early game, because when Max came in, the game was already out of hand and it was already lost. And it was okay. Let's build on, because we got to get ready. We're on a short week. Charlotte on Saturday. It's Monday night. We got to get going and seeing what we have here. So I feel like that those game plans started to open up a little bit more, and the play call started to open up a smidge. But offensive line wise, you got to figure out what's going to happen with the center position. Obviously, missing Austin Blaskey, your starting center, it doesn't help you one bit. And it was exposed at times. Christo Kelly, who had been injured in practice, ended up playing, but it did not look great. And Chad Lindbergh had a horrible time with snaps. So being able to snap the ball, being able to catch the snap when it comes to you, a.k.a. Tom McGinnis, being able to take the handoff and secure the ball on the handoff before you run, Davion Goss. There's a lot of things that Bill Belichick and this squad can say that, hey, we played really bad football fundamentally. We can work and fix these things. And it's evidently been a point of focus for them. So I don't know if it's first game jitters or whatever the case may be, but with this schedule, Bill and this staff have got to have some hard conversations in the room. And I'm sure that they've probably already done that. As we all know, we've all heard like the Sabans and the Belichicks of the world. You don't want to be in film room and film study the next day with them if you've had a bad game, because they don't mince words and they come straight at you, which is good, because sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need that swift kick in you to get you going in the right spot. And there's a few people on this team that definitely need that swift kick. But Belichick in this roster have to understand the humiliation. Got to sit there and got to use it. Use it as energy, man. Use it as power to say, okay, we played as horrible as we could night one. We got embarrassed. Nobody's looking at us no more. I mean, they're going to be looking at you, of course. We understand that because of Belichick, but not in that light, right? Not like that TCU light. We got 3 weeks against some lesser competition. Let's use them as building blocks to get back. And then when that Clemson game comes, let's see what we're made of. Because Clemson's the king of the ACC, man. They are at the top. They didn't play that great against LSU, but also LSU is one, I think, number 3 in the country right now, per the new AP poll today, as a matter of fact. So Carolina, while this was a humiliating loss, I mean, it was embarrassing. And congratulations to TCU, man. They played great. They played with energy. They played composed. They came with a purpose. They came and played as hard as they could. Congratulations to them. They're going to be a good team. I think they'll win the Big 12. It's going to be them and Arizona State this year, I believe, personally myself. But it's only game one. It's one game, right? Brand new players. Fundamentally, just everything went wrong for you. Take it and build from here. We're not picked to be national champions this year. I thought they would be a little bit better than this, but that's okay. All right, we'll bring expectations down for this year, maybe a smidge. But this team has a lot of football. They still have 11 games of a 12-game schedule to go play, and they've got some time to get better. And Bill Belichick teams typically always get better as the season goes. So I'm going to roll with that. They're at rock bottom right now. All they can do is climb. Will they make the climb? I'm going to say that they will, because I don't personally believe that this staff comes in and says some of the things that they have. 33rd NFL team. We're going to be physical. We're going to be tough. We're going to be this, that, and the other thing. That we're going to be, brand new Carolina, and expect to see that on the field every single week. I don't see it. And with some of the talent that we have on the roster, Carolina killed themselves a lot with a lot of dumb mistakes. If they clean up some dumb things, that's a better game. Defense played well until they just put on the field too much. There's a lot of things that Carolina can build off of in this game, and I'm excited to see where they go from here. There's been a lot more humiliating losses at North Carolina. I attended one last year in JMU. 100%. It could be a lot worse. It wasn't a pretty night, but it's only game one. So if you guys are excited to see where this team can go, I know we're all caught up in our emotions right now. Believe me, it was not fun swallowing that pill live on a watch party with you guys as this game went on. But if you guys are excited to see where this team can go, only being game one, let me know down in the comments. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that follow button. If you're on Twitter, go over to TikTok. Go follow us over there. Instagram, Facebook as well. We're trying to get Facebook bumped up to where we can do our live streams over there as well. We enjoy that platform as much. Trying to figure out a little bit more how to navigate that over there. So be sure to let us know down in the comments what you think. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. It's going to be okay. We're going to be fine. I know it's a bad loss, but we're going to be okay. And as always,